If you were to imagine the perfect World War II action movie, you'd probably picture snow-covered mountains, a huge enemy fortress, perched on a cliff, a dangerous cable car ride, and a group of soldiers with a mission so risky it sounds impossible. That's exactly what Where Eagles Dare delivers, and it's been thrilling audiences for decades. It's a film packed with twists, daring stunts, and one of the most intense cable car sequences ever filmed. Today, we're taking a deep dive into why this movie works so well, how it was made, and why it's still worth watching all these years later. The film came out in 1968 during a period when big adventure-style war movies were very popular. But Where Eagles Dare had something a little different going for it. It wasn't based on a book first. The script was written by Alistair MacLean, the famous author of The Guns of Navarone, and he wrote the novel and the screenplay at the same time. This meant the story was built from the ground up to work on screen with action, sequences, set pieces, and twists, all designed to grab the audience's attention. The plot is simple at first glance. A group of Allied soldiers is sent on a mission into the heart of Nazi territory. Their goal is to rescue an American general who has been captured and is being held in a seemingly impenetrable castle called Schloss Adler. This fortress is perched high in the Alps with only one way in, a cable car ride across a huge drop. Leading the team is a cool, experienced British major, and alongside him is an American Army Ranger, tough, resourceful, and suspicious of the whole mission from the start. From the opening moments, the movie wastes no time. We see the team parachuting into the snowy mountains at night. The cold, the isolation, and the danger are felt right away. Almost immediately, things start going wrong. One of their team members is found dead in the snow, and it becomes clear that something isn't right. There's a sense from the very beginning that the mission is not what it seems, and that someone in the group may be working for the enemy. One of the great strengths of Where Eagles Dare is how it balances action with mystery. It's not just about shooting and explosions, although there's plenty of that. It's also about trust, deception, and figuring out what's really going on. The two main characters work well together because they're so different. The British Major is calm and calculated, always a few steps ahead. The American Ranger is more instinctive, quick to act, and not afraid to question the plan. This combination keeps the audience guessing and gives the movie a constant sense of tension. Another key part of the film is the two female agents who are secretly part of the mission. They play a much bigger role than you might expect for a war movie from the 1960s. They're not there to be rescued or sidelined. They actively help with the mission, sneak through the castle in disguise, gather intelligence, and take part in the action. Without them, the mission would fail. The castle itself is almost a character in the story. It's an incredible location, a mix of real alpine buildings and carefully designed studio sets that make it feel believable and huge. The way the movie is filmed helps you understand the layout of the place. You know where the main halls are, where the staircases lead, and how the cable car station connects to the rest of the fortress. This is important because when the action kicks in, you can follow exactly what's happening and where everyone is. Halfway through the film comes the big twist, and it's one of the reasons Where Eagles Dare is so memorable. What starts as a rescue mission suddenly becomes something else entirely. Without giving away too much to anyone who hasn't seen it, let's just say that not everyone is who they claim to be. The mission isn't just about saving a general, it's also about exposing a group of high-level enemy spies. The characters we thought we knew reveal hidden agendas, and the whole mission turns into a trap within a trap. After that reveal, the movie shifts into high gear. There's barely a moment to breathe as the team fights their way out of the castle, dodging guards, setting explosives, and racing to the cable car station. The stunts in this section are fantastic. Remember, this was made in the late 1960s. No CGI, no digital tricks. The cable car fight sequence is especially intense. The stuntmen are actually out there on top of moving cable cars hundreds of feet above the ground in freezing conditions. You can see the wind whipping their clothes and the snow in the air, and it makes the scene feel incredibly real. It's worth noting how well the action is put together. The filmmakers give you a clear sense of geography, so you always know where the characters are and how close the danger is. The explosions aren't just random, they have a purpose. Blowing up a bridge isn't just for spectacle, it's to slow down enemy reinforcements. Shooting out a control panel isn't just to look cool, it's because that's the only way to stop the cable car. The action always serves the story. The sound and music also play a big role in making the film work. The score is powerful and military in tone, but it knows when to step back and let the natural sounds take over. In the cable car scenes, for example, the groaning of the cables and the creaking of the machinery are as tense as any music. In the castle, the sound of boots on stone floors and the clicking of keys, or typewriters builds atmosphere without a single shot being fired. Visually, the movie is shot with a mix of sweeping wide shots to show off, the snowy mountains and tighter shots to keep us close to the characters. The snow acts like a giant reflector, making the outdoor scenes bright and crisp, while the castle interiors are darker and more shadowy, adding to the tension. Costumes and set design help sell the reality. The uniforms, weapons, and equipment look convincing, even if they're not perfect by historical standards. The castle feels like a real military headquarters, with maps, radios, and staff moving about. Nothing looks like it was just thrown together for a movie. It all feels like it's actually in use. When Where Eagles Dare was released, it was a box office hit. Audiences loved the mix of mystery, action, and big stunts. Over the years, it's gained a reputation as one of the best men on a mission films ever made. That's a subgenre of war movies where a small team is sent to complete a dangerous objective, usually behind enemy lines. Movies like The Dirty Dozen, The Guns of Navarone, and later things like Inglourious Basterds all owe something to this style. What's aged really well is the stunt work and the action design. Even today, the cable car fight is unmatched. The practical effects give it a weight and danger that CGI often struggles to replicate. The pacing also holds up. The story keeps moving forward, and every twist changes the stakes. The winter setting and mountain visuals still look fantastic, and the chemistry between the leads is as strong as ever. What hasn't aged as well is some of the pacing between the big set pieces. Modern audiences used to faster cuts and non-stop action might find some of the slower sections a bit drawn out. And while the enemy soldiers are shown as competent, they're not given much depth. They're there mainly to be obstacles. If you're looking for a more complex look at the human side of war, this isn't that kind of movie. Still, the film's influence is clear. The snowy fortress, the infiltration in disguise, the ticking clock, escape. These have all become staples of action and war movies. You see echoes of Where Eagles Dare in everything from James Bond films to modern video games. In the end, Where Eagles Dare doesn't pretend to be a realistic war story. It's an adventure, a thriller, and a spy mystery, all rolled into one. It's about watching professionals pull off an impossible mission, using brains and muscle in equal measure. The twists keep you guessing, the action keeps you on edge, and the stunts remind you of a time when doing something dangerous on film meant actually doing it. If you've never seen it, you're in for a treat. And if you have, it's worth another watch just to enjoy the craft that went into it. Few films manage to combine mystery, action, and spectacle so seamlessly. Where Eagles Dare is one of them, and it earns its place as a classic